Hey, hey, hey! Hello, traders, noobs, apes, and everyone else. Doesn't matter, here everyone is Drippy Gang. This is Drippy, your source of options drip on a daily basis. Here we talk about some of the most exciting setups based on the options flow, technical analysis, pattern analysis, macroeconomic events, and current market structure. So if you want to make some tendies, stick around. My goal is for all of you to achieve financial freedom and create life-changing wealth. On the screen, I have my Twitter account dedicated to this channel. The handle is Drippy2Hard. I share my entries, exits, and everything else, trading mindset, a lot of information. So make sure you follow me there if you are new to this channel. Please note the content I share here are my opinions. I'm not a financial advisor. You're responsible for managing your risk and taking profits. And folks, I do have a full-time job, but trading is my passion and I believe it is my ultimate destiny. I'm spending a lot of my personal time creating content for you guys. So please like and subscribe. Drop comments on the video if you like it. It doesn't take a lot of effort to do that, so please do it. It helps me a lot, and it's free of cost to you. If I help you make money, that's the least you can do. If you want to support me in other ways, you can get a discount on unusual whales, which is the cheapest option flow tool available. So you can use the sign up link I will add in the description below. So without further ado, today I'm going to share 7 actionable setups, swing setups, which I think will run in 1 to 2 weeks. A couple of these are from last week's video, so I'm not gonna go in depth, but you can watch the last week video. And I told that in the last week video that they might take more time to develop than the other ones, so that's why I've included in this week's video as well. And then also another 7 setups which I'm watching for scalps. Scalping, like, even though I have these on my watch list, it doesn't mean I'll trade them, because there might be other opportunities, based on pre-market activities and on that day what's going on in the market. So these are just my on the primary watch list, but I keep changing it on a like on a daily basis. So okay, so first thing, I know some folks are in couple trades like Yelp, and congratulations if you got in. I alerted this exactly on this day, 1 day before, and what a fantastic move. I think 200% on 142 call, amazing in my opinion. It has more room to go, so you can enter if you after the break of $40, but right now I don't think it's a good idea to enter until it breaks and retest this trend line, kind of. But in my opinion, October 15th is far, and at least it will touch $43. So you can get in the money calls just to be safe. And then next one is Moderna. Now this one, I already told you guys, and you can watch the last scalp video, like the 500% profit. And I have my trend lines here, which I was just looking at the chart, and I observed that even this trend line here was acting as a support, and this one was acting as a support. So this was a great actually confluence, and I think there's a gap up here, so that's why I think there is a high chance that it might at least fill half of this, or maybe full, depending on how SPY and QQQ behave. So let's go quickly and look at SPY here. Now SPY is not looking great, to be honest. It's in this weird zone. Sorry, this is old. Let me remove this. Yeah, so it just broke out of this long trend line, and the moving averages are all like pointing down, just crossed over on the daily. So in my opinion, it might retest this. So we are looking at some bounce plays. So keep just because of this, all the option trades we are going to take for next week will be October 15th or further away, except the scalps, because those we can take weeklies. But swings, I'm hoping that we will, I don't think it's a good idea right now to keep your swings so close. And also, we will try to be a little bit closer to the money just because the market is super choppy, and it might bounce from here. Because if you look at the weekly, you know like look, it has tested this, it hasn't tested this moving average in a while, so there is a chance that we might see 400 to 416 in next couple weeks, or a market can bounce and just continue in a healthy uptrend. Same with QQQ. QQQ looks even more like bearish, but look, QQQ has a habit of just like tech. It goes and it goes below this EMA, and then kind of bounces off, goes below, bounces off. So maybe a couple to 1 to 3 weeks, and then it bounces off. Then it could be a great opportunity to get into some of our favorite tech names, but I've tried to keep tech low. All these plays, which for today, most of them are the sectors which are hot in the market right now. So let's go look at them. So first one is MGM. Now we have already made quite a lot on this one. There's been a lot of news about DraftKings, purchasing the what's the one of the companies MGM owns. I forgot the name, but you can go look at the news, and there has been a lot of good news for MGM. Like if you look here, Genius Sport. No, sorry, not this one. Science can deal with the Wilbur. So all these things are really bullish. And what's keeping me even more bullish is the flow for MGM. So look at this is on last Friday. So look at these call options. Out of money for October 8th, which is next week. Expiry and 46 and 700k order. It's a big order, and we have seen in the past that MGM kind of moves with call buying. So in my opinion, what I'm looking for is break of 45 level. I have set my alert here. So and it's also in the squeeze in a while, for a while now on the weekly, and also it's curling up on the weekly RSI. Weekly momentum just turned positive here. So everything is looking great with respect to chart, with respect to macroeconomic events, and with respect to the flow. So all we have to do is just wait for the break of 45 level, and I'm gonna alert you guys when that happens. So we can take intraday trade on it for October 8th, or we can take October 15th, and the reason is because October 8th 46 call has a lot of open interest, so we can get in and out because it's liquid. Daily squeeze is fired here. Everything looking great. This is on top of my watch list. And then the next one, again, and MGM is also a recovery play. Now next one is Live Nations. A lot of you know about this. Movies, entertainment. They host a lot of celebrities, and it has been in this range for a while. And it just broke out on a very strong volume, relative volume, and also RSI is very strong. It's kind of like in a overbought territory right now. So my hope is that it kind of pulls back to this level, but I don't know if it will. Like I would like to go enter this around 95, because but just look at this chart. Weekly squeeze just fired, and momentum is positive. The volume is building up, and look, there's been a lot of accumulation on this one for a while. So once this moves, it can move. And look at the flow data for this one. You know, as you guys know, I love like plays which are backed by flow. And yeah, so here, you know, like look at this. One sec. So yeah, so look at this 105 call for 15th October, 66k. 50 call, 105. This is call being sold, and this is why I am waiting. I'm gonna wait. I don't want to get and jump in this trade right now, and I won't recommend you to do that either. Now let's say that, like, you know, tomorrow it goes up more. It's kind of extended, but it has done that in the past. You know, it's not like it cannot do that, but in my opinion it's already extended from this EMA. So a healthy pullback would be nice. It might go touch $100 and come back to 95. So let's just wait for this one, but looking really, really bullish. And let's say that if it goes above 100, then I'll be interested and I'll buy. But at this point of time, just wait for this one. Next one is Trip. Again, a recovery play. Trip Advisor. You guys know, everyone knows about this company, and we know that what this company does. You all know, I've told this many times now, that recovery is coming strong, and all these names are mostly recovery names. And you know, like, these are cheap now. Investors want cheap stuff. Money is flowing out of tech into energy, recovery, and you know, like, process industries right now. That's just how it is. And like, this setup is actually very good with respect to risk reward, because it hasn't made the move yet. So, you know, let's just wait for the break of around, like, I would say like $40. You know, we can get in early too. Like, it just depends on what the volume is on Monday. But in my opinion, let's just wait till $40 break. That way we have confirmation that this is not a fake out. If you look at the chart here, it broke out of the falling wedge, and it retested kind of you know, like, it came back to this demand zone, and now it's ready to pop. It just has to go through these moving averages, which are around $40. So that's why I my recommendation is to kind of wait until at least it breaks around this area. We can get in early. If you really want to get in early, I would suggest to buy in the money calls, like $38, and then once it makes the move, sell those in the money calls, and then buy $40 call. And that's how you can, like, be safe. You know, if you buy out of the money calls and it just dumps on you, you are in immediate loss, but your in the money calls will still be good, you know, for October 15th. And let's look at the flow for this. Like, the flow for this is really good. Right. Yeah, look at this. I mean, I know the orders are not big size, but these orders are like way out of money. $40, and they are far though. Like, you know, these are 19th of November, so that's why I'm telling to just wait for the break, and then, you know, these guys got in early. Around this shows like, you know, urgency here. It's around 330 orders. Couple orders like 315, 36, and all of them are you know, bullish calls, except these small orders. And I don't really care about them much. This one is a bearish order, and that's the reason why I want to wait and see what the price action is. But wait for $40. Price targets are $45 initially, and then we'll see how it goes. So keep this one on in your watch list. I will do. It moved 9%, just like other recovery plays. So looking really strong right now. And this one, Look at this one, right? A beautiful cup. Now traditionally, like when you have a cup and handle pattern, like you have this kind of like a small pullback, and it has done that. And I don't know if it will pull back again. In my opinion, not. Let me tell you about this company. So Mosaic makes it's a process industry, agricultural and chemical. And if you don't know, these money is flowing really strong into these industries right now. There are a couple other names which are like that, and that's how it is right now. And if you look at the like sales are rising in August, and in my opinion, just looking at the chart, and I will show you the flow, looks really bullish. The volume is needs to increase a little bit more. The earnings are coming up. RSI is a little bit in the overbought zone, so that's why I want to wait until it pulls back, but it already did here, and it retested the CMA, and now it's ready to pop. So maybe what I would like to see is 1 or 2 days of consolidation here. Let's say this doesn't move at all, and then boom, and we can enter on the break of $38, which is also like been a long-term resistance, excuse me, for a while. um, yeah, it's been a long-term resistance. You see here couple times it has been rejected here, but ever since March 2020, it's been running non-stop. It had one pullback on the month, 2 month, and then again strong, very strong setup. And it's also like a, you can call this like a W, or like a wedge breakout, or like this wedge breakout. Many ways to look at this, but all of them looking bullish, like. And the reason why I am uh, more bullish is because of the flow. Sorry. Yeah, so people are selling like puts here for $42, and this is a big amount as well, like $50 calls. And this is almost 1 million plus of puts being sold here. And around the same times, I'm guessing this is one person who's doing it. This is the same expiry. And selling puts is a bullish move. It's just not as bullish as buying a call, because someone is expecting uh, the price to move to the $42 level, but they just want to buy the dip using by selling puts. They're expecting it to be in the money so they can buy the shares. So $40 break will look and enter a small position, and like price target would be around like 42, and then 40-45. So we'll scale out as we see the price action to be. So really nice looking chart. Cup and handle this broke out of the squeeze here. um, like weekly RSI has a lot of room to go, and these two candles were strong, really strong candles. So let's just hope that we get a chance to get a pullback. Like ideally I would like to buy it around like 34-35 region. If it kind of drops here, that would be perfect, but if not, then we'll look for breakout. So these two are the that's how you can trade this setup. Now let's look at MAD. So Mattel is another company. If you don't know, if you're not into Barbies, if you have kids, you would know this company. They make gifts and Barbies and like toys and stuff. So this company um, came out. I think I read the news that they have no issues with respect to inventory, and that's the reason why I'm bullish. Like they don't have supply chain issues right now, and like a lot of other companies. So holiday season is coming soon, and this time businesses will over book, because demand will be through the roof in my opinion, because some people uh, have not maybe not met their family for a long time because of COVID, and like it's a reason to celebrate. And in my opinion, their earnings will be really solid, and there will be a lot of bookings. And I have been monitoring this for a while. It kind of like had this double top pattern here, but then it lapped right into this demand zone, and on Friday it had this hammer. And you can see here, this is a confluence of this support trend line and also this demand zone here. So this is, I'm not saying that it cannot drop, so we can play it both ways. If it drops below 18, we buy 16 $15 puts. If it goes above $19, we buy $20 $22 calls. But in my opinion, this looks like it's about to break out. Even if it doesn't break out, it might retest this trend line, which is like a dollar move. And then we can get in here on the breakout of this, sell around this area, and then once it breaks out, the bigger breakout, we can roll out our options. And let's look at the flow for this. So yeah, look at how bullish this is. This is a calendar, sorry, this is a spread. Someone bought a put, and then bought a call as well, and they're buying $17 put and $19 call. So this is a spread, but this is a bullish spread. And then also, if you look here, again, there's another spread here, which is again, in my opinion, a bullish spread. And there are some small bullish calls here. So overall, if you look at the history, the bullish premium is 77%, which is strong. My criteria always is 70%. And look at the call volume, average 30 days 1.2k. This is 12,000. This is 1,000%. So again, really bullish, and a lot of premiums being spent on this one. And there is a lot of put activity, but I told you this is a spread, so like we gotta be cautious with this one. Don't just jump in right now. If it breaks down, we buy puts. If it goes up, we buy calls. Simple as that. I really would like to see more volume here. Earnings are coming up, and I'm hoping that it's kind of like a move up in anticipation of the earnings. So the earnings are October 21st, and these calls are like these calls are I think in December or something, yeah, like 22nd. So this is around the earnings. So like, what, since the earnings are coming up, if you buy call options now, you also get advantage that because of the IV spike around earnings, your call premiums will be inflated. So I think it's a good time to get in now, but let's just wait until this level breaks out. Okay, so next one is Hilton. And let's just look at the chart first. It's super strong, all-time high last week. Momentum is really strong. It's in this channel, and it has a lot of room to go. It just broke out of this range, this consolidation for a while, and it has a lot of room to go until this level around 155 150 area. That's 12-point move from current price, and it's also in a squeeze. I like these setups a lot. Momentum just turned positive. Volume is increasing here. It's like this was accumulation, and long accumulation because of the COVID, and now it's breaking out. And I told you recovery is strong. You can see how all these recovery plays, Yelp, MGM, all these are coming out strong, breaking out, because money is flowing out of tech into these. and you look at the volume here the day before. The only issue I feel with this one is that it it is also kind of following this trend line here, so I think it does need a pullback. um, like maybe it will retest this area, so I think a better choice would be to wait till the break of 140 and then enter for 145 calls and for next 2 weeks, 2 weeks out, or wait for a pullback, because I think it does need a pullback. It tries to stay on this trend line, so maybe it has room to go. Let's say that it creates a new high and then it drops back around this zone and then we buy. I think that would be a great buying opportunity, so we keep an eye on this one. It also created this small gap here, so like it might fill this gap, like this gap here, very small gap, so I don't know if it will, but um, if it does, then that would be a great buying opportunity around this area, 133, 135. That's 3 point drop, so it can go here and then come back. If not, we do what I just told you, 140 break, 142, 145 would be the target. And then let's look at the flow for this one. Yeah, so $68 million, 66.1. Now this is a spread. Like they're selling 110 calls and buying 115 calls, and they're selling 110 calls for October 15th. So what does that mean? That, in my opinion, means that it they're ex- uh, they're expecting a move up, but this is a big amount of money, so they don't. Of course, someone won't risk $68 million in out of money call. So that's how whales play it. But even if you look at the other calls here, for October 285K, $120, and if you look, it's 138, and that's the reason why I think it needs a pullback. And if it does, we buy. It's on our watch list. And if it doesn't, then we have other plays. There's nothing to worry about. If zero of them works, I'm fine. Not gonna rush. I want October all of them to be like zero red days, so not gonna rush. Okay, next one, MRK. Now this one, I alerted the group a day before that keep an eye on this one, but I didn't get in, and I really miss it because I really regret it, because it went like 2000%. That would have made our day. I mean, that would have made a month for real, for some of us. But I think it still has a lot of room to go. And this is old, so let me remove this. But yeah, look, like it broke out, I think the other day, and it's just been consolidating. And if you look at the daily chart here, it created this huge gap, and now it's in this like kind of demand zone. And we have seen this happen to AFRM. We have seen this happen to Upstart. If you look at AFRM, same similar pattern here. These companies, investors just want them bad. So how to play this? Like, can it go and fill this gap? Absolutely, it can. Anything can happen in the market. There is no guarantees. So what we do is, if it breaks around $80, we can buy puts for 75, 78. But in my opinion, that's not going to happen. And I think it's going to be $100 stock by end of this month, because like it's just like investors are anticipating this to be like a life-changing pill, because like everyone really wants this pill um, to work out, and investors try to anticipate it before it actually results come out. So in my opinion, it might kind of retest this area, 77, 75, and then if not, then we wait for the break of 85. So $80 and 85 are my critical zones, and if it breaks at 85, we buy $90 calls, and whales agree here. If you look at MRK, so they're selling 77.5 calls and they're buying 82.5 calls. So these calls were bought last week because that's the reason why I was bullish on it. So they just sold these and they're buying further out of money calls. And this is the reason why I'm bullish on this one. If you look at the flow history, its bullish premium is not that strong, and hence that's the reason. But look at the call volume, it's mind blowing, right? So like, let's just wait for our levels here. We buy $90 calls if $85 breaks. We buy $75 calls if $80 breaks down. Very simple. Don't chase things right now. It's not worth it in this market. Okay, so moving on to our scalp setups. Now, these are mostly based on price action and also just the setup patterns. I'm not gonna go in depth on the flow for these because they change a lot. These are very popular names, and flow like it just depends on that day how the flow is. But you know, it has gapped up and it's a bull flag, you know, and it's a name everyone wants. It's like Upstart. They have a lot of good news. So many partnerships with Walmart, with Amazon. I don't even know, so many partnerships. And it's like buy now, pay later, which is like hot right now. Some people might say that this is a bear flag. I don't disagree. This looks like a bear flag, to be honest. So if it breaks down, let's say that 113 level, then sure, we can buy puts for 110. And if it breaks around, let's say 120, then we buy calls for 125. And if you look at the flow for this real quick, I'm not gonna go in depth, but there has been a bullish people are selling puts, which is bullish, and you know, it's not super bullish. Premium is not that high, call volume is not that high, and hence you know, these are scalps, these are not swings for me. And let's just wait. I'm gonna alert you guys like when it happens, but the key levels here are 120 and 113. So keep them in mind. Another one is Tesla. Amazing delivery numbers, and the chart looks amazing. It's riding the CMA for a while. It broke out, retested the CMA on the daily short short EMA, and now now it has this what do you call, like a bull flag, you can say, because it is a bull flag. And now, you know, like once it breaks 780, then my next target would be 790, 720, 790 and 800. And then once above 800, then 810, 820. A lot of people are watching this name, so just be careful. But don't get too excited here. It's been in this range for a while, and if you look at the weekly, the candle doesn't look that bullish, so it might go down, right? Sell the news. It can happen. I have zero trust in Tesla right now because every time I've taken trade in this, like, you know, it can go sideways immediately. There are a lot of traps in Tesla, and you can see just by the price action how choppy this is. Like, it's going up, but it's so choppy. Like, how do you trade this? It's very hard to trade it. But the news is strong. There has been a lot of news. I'm expecting price upgrades and stuff like that. So be on the lookout. It might gap up pre-market. If it does, you know, like, we have to reevaluate based on that, where it is, what price. But in my opinion, next week we might see around 820, 830 level. So yeah, keep this in mind. Okay, SAVA is probably one of my favorite setups right now with respect to scalp, and the reason is that uh, there's a gap. It filled this gap. We traded this last week, and we made bank on this one. And now look at the volume here. It's accumulation going on. Look at my Moderna trade. It's the exact same volume accumulation going on. Now, can it go lower? Absolutely, it can to $50 and then up. But in my opinion, if you look at the fib levels here, it bounced off from 0.38, which is usually a bullish move, and also it has this triangle pattern here, and it's like basically just like in between these two EMAs, trying to kind of like it has this strong support here in this demand zone from previous resistance here. So now it broke and retest this trend line, this EMA, and it has support of these two. So I'm hoping at least we'll retest this level again. So 8 to 10 point move at least next week. But in my opinion, if you look at the bigger picture, like there's the bad news is gone, and there are a lot of gaps here. So I'm hoping that it may make some violent moves like this one, like this move from $98 all the way to 116. This can make our whole month in a day. I'm hoping to get that move. So this is on top of my list, more than Tesla, because I think a lot of eyes will miss it, and I think shorts will most probably cover this. Um, and of course, I'm not saying it's gonna happen next week, but it's on my watch list. If it breaks down 55, you can buy $50 put. But in my opinion, it's one of my favorite patterns to trade is this bull flag, and it's about to break out. So watch this. Netflix. I've been bullish on this for a while, and look at this nice hammer candle. It's in squeeze. Weekly squeeze just fired here. RSI looking strong. It broke out of this long consolidation, like year-long consolidation last year. So, and now it has this cup and handle, and we don't need to look at a lot of other factors here. It's simple. On the break of 620 or on the break of 615, we buy weekly calls for 620 or 625 or 630, depending on the price action and volume that day. So keep an eye on this one. I will as well. Next is Hut 8. Look at this. Beautiful. This is what I'm expecting SAVA to do as well. And, on a strong volume, momentum is turning positive on daily. And Bitcoin is also looking solid right now. And Hut 8 has gapped up. So this is the only thing I'm kind of a little bit worried about, that it gapped up, and it has this kind of like a gap here. So let's wait for this one. It would be better to enter around 8 to 8.5 area. I think we can get a solid entry, and I think I will swing this. I will buy some leaps as well if it gets here. If it breaks around 9.5, there's a gap here, so we can buy calls on that day depending on how it is. But it just broke out, and the flow is really bullish on this one. You can check on unusual whales. I'm gonna skip it, but this is a resistance here. I'm hoping that it kind of comes back and fills this gap, but if it doesn't, then this gap here, and I want to take advantage of that. So keep an eye on this one. CRM. So this was in the last video I told you, and you can go back, and I told you that we might see it pull back to this demand zone, and it did. And what a beautiful gift now. Now we have it, a beautiful risk reward in my opinion, because now we already have a previous high around 285. It's at 275. That's 10-point move even if it goes there, and that can give us a lot of profit for a scalp. and it's also like curling up. The RSI is curling up on a 4 hour time frame. So let's wait for the break of 276, and then there's a small gap here. So 278 to 80 is my first target, 285 is next, and then 290. And in my opinion, this is one of the strongest uh, name, and I give all my reasonings in the last video. So if you really want to watch it, I think I highly recommend you watch it, because that will give you full context of this. And then finally we have Texas Instruments, and again this is a gift we got in around 192 break. I loaded calls around 192 for October, for October 8, 195 calls. And the reason is because look, it just broke out of this bull flag so pretty, and now it retested this. I wasn't expecting it to do, but it did. And it retaches this EMA, so we have a great entry point now. And if it goes below 190, 189, we buy puts. But in my opinion, semiconductor supply chain issues are resolving, um, and now we just wait. And my hope is that next week market is strong, and this can at least go until 2 or 2.5, and that's like 10 point move. Around 8 to 10 point move will give us huge profit on this one, because it's not a big mover. So I'm hoping that we capitalize on it. I'm already in this trade, and if you want to get in, wait for the break of 194 now, around 195, sorry. And then you can buy 197.5 calls. And yeah, this is a super bullish chart. Not saying that it cannot go down here. Sure, it can. It can come back here and retest 185. So in that case, the setup would be invalid. But so far, it looks really good. I was hoping that we get this pullback, and it did. And now it's just a matter of waiting. So guys, I hope, like, I know, I'm sorry that this video I didn't go in depth, but I just like wanted to get this out before market open. And next week's video I will have more in-depth research. But all of these plays are solid, and of course I will alert you guys on Twitter if I'm taking any other trade. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and drop comments on YouTube, because YouTube really cares about that, like how much people are interacting and stuff. And I really want to grow this community. And like you've seen so far, last couple weeks, all our setups paid big, like Yelp paid, Take-Two paid, Moderna paid. So we are making consistent gains, and I would like to see that other people kind of make those as well. So make sure you just like support me in that way as much as you can. And I will see you guys later. Bye.